Hello everybody, it is summer time on day 10 I think, and slept wonderfully last night on top of this ridge at a random campsite marked on the guide, but it was just a little flat spot exactly next to the trail, on the trail. Nice little wind, just enough. Sunset view obscured by trees a little bit. A hill right beside it in the morning to get you going. And the weather, I'm glad to say, is finally becoming more mild. It was like in the 70s yesterday, I think 78 or 79 the high. But not a lot of cloud cover, so I got a little sunburn on my legs there. But last night didn't have to sleep with all my layers. Actually got hot in the middle of the night. Kicked off my quilt a little bit. So that is equaling better sleep and hopefully better outcomes. Yesterday on top of Mount Mitchell, I saw Hawksbill and Table Rock way in the distance, knowing that I'd get to them eventually. It's one of my favorite areas. But I did not know I was going to get there possibly today. I'll be pushing another over 20 day to get there, at least to the bottom of the mountain. We'll see if I make it up to the top. I've got a resupply to do at a gas station. Rumor has it there's a Dollar General near there too, so hopefully that's the case. But I got another 3-day pickup to do there, so that'll take a little time, but goal is short off mountain. We'll see. It's an awesome, beautiful place, so a good motivator. And I'll check back in later and let y'all know how it's going. So when you're stuck on a ridge and to both sides of you is a, oh golly, that's a very steep angle, and there's no good place to poop, what do? Well, you take an Imodium and just build the wall in your butt until you get to a good place to poop. Okay, bye. Okay, first ford of the day. I don't know if it stays that shallow the whole time. Nope, too deep. Time to get creative on these rocks. Ooh. Yay! Whew! Pretty dry. I could do this all day. The trail goes over the river there, or the creek, but it's really deep and no way to kind of ford it dry. So I see this little side trail to this log. So, full transparency on skipping the 10 feet of creek. I'm gonna go back to the other bank though, so I don't skip any land here. All right, that's where I stopped. That's what I skipped. Back on trail. Gotta get this side trail road walk done. This is my last opportunity for a few days to get a resupply, so I'm picking up like 3 days worth of food here from the Samir's No. 6 Quickie Mart convenience store down here, more than a mile off trail. So it says 25-minute walk. So we're gonna take a good hour, an hour and a half to do all this. And still gonna try to push on to short Off Mountain today. We shall see. All right, I just did a first. I hitchhiked a ride from this fire truck with Brian right there. Thank you, Brian.
Sir.
What an awesome dude. He put me in this rig and brought me all the way back up the hill I hiked down, so it saved me the miles, the energy. I'll never forget this one. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up? I'm at the Woods Overlook rest area. I think that's what they call it. The Woods Mnt rest area. It's old, like old school rest area. It's been here forever. Bathrooms are both out of order. I don't know if that's because of COVID or what. People are definitely pooping back here behind the bathrooms. You can smell it. There is a trash can. There are outlets. I did not check the outlets right here. The water fountain is off. And that's about it. This is where you take the highway down to get to Smear's No. 6 convenience store, or the other way to K&G's convenience store. Both were highly rated on Google and had lovely reviews. I decided to go to Smear's No. 6 because it was a little closer, and there was a Dollar General in that direction, but the Dollar General was like another mile past the convenience store, so didn't do that. Smear's was awesome though. Big selection, no alcohol, but they did have a deli in there with hot breakfast and lunch, and everything was pretty cheap, and I was able to pick up a decent resupply for the next 3 days. It is very sugar heavy, sugar and carbs, but it is what it is. Got a hamburger in me for now, and continuing my way to Wolf Pit. So yeah, boom boom. My guess is there's a prescribed burn here. Still smells like smoke. It just reminds me of the kind of burn patterns from Florida. And not all of the trees are dead, that's why I think that. But a lot of ash on the ground and that campfire smell everywhere. Pink flag. Says look over here. Oh, thank God. Oh, white circle. Real easy stilts all through here, close to the Samir's No. 6 convenience store if you needed to post up. This section, all that back there, and this reminds me of the early sections in Quebec on the Eastern Continental Trail. A lot of logging roads, maze-like network, and not a lot of coverage, a lot of sun, which is the case today. But getting some cool Canadian nostalgia. more easy stealth. I don't think this is traveled at night much. It looks like some of this is accessible by vehicle, but there's not a lot of litter or anything that makes me believe if you set up after dark you'd be messed with. I mean, just the trail itself is wide and flat, so you do the math. And obviously, folks, do your own research when it comes to stealth camping. When I'm mentioning these potential spots, they're hypothetical situations, and I never know where I am when I'm talking, so I'm not aware of what boundaries I'm in or property lines, and just how legal or illegal your stealth spot may be. That said, stealth camping is one of the more exciting and fun aspects of thru hiking, and it's just a fun way to have to solve a problem as the day winds down and you haven't found a place to stay yet. So even if they're just hypotheticals, I'm constantly got my eye out, sizing the surroundings up for their potential. Use at your own risk, and stealth at your own risk. Well, what a mighty fine bridge. This is, and I'm quoting the sign, the pedestrian bridge over the North Fork of the Catawba River. She feels sturdy. So yesterday I'm on top of the highest peak east of the Mississippi. Today I'm down in the serene waters of the Catawba. And that's one of the things that's so cool about the MST. Whoa! Oh shit, well, I did this to myself last time too in 2012. I guess this area up to the pinnacle and back over to Wolf Pit Road and stuff, and even up short off. I guess there's a storm or a fire. I know there's a fire quite a few years ago now. I don't know if some of this damage is new or it just has taken this long to grow back, but full sun day. There's some clouds, but I'm not getting them, and not much overhead protection, especially this early in spring. The few trees that are up are not in full bloom. Oh, there's some respite right there. Whew. But got like a half a thing of water, which is kind of like cool because there's not a lot of weight, but then again I'm sweating my ass off, so a little lightheaded, but we're gonna push through some cool rock stuff up here. I remember so that's just getting up the front side and then back down to the rivers and then back up maybe the end of today or early tomorrow, we'll see. But rough out here. Can't believe I did this to myself again, but what are you gonna do, man? The sun's out. Guess I'd rather do it in the heat than the rain. Guess I could have cameled up a little more water down there at the last little stream, but what doesn't kill you, right? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, guys, I don't die. Well, I finally made it to the top of at least one ridge. It's been grueling. I think 80% of that is the sun. Whew. Good God. And the exposure, but it's been pretty steady uphill too. A little bit of tree cover, but their shadows aren't helping. They're just blocking the views for you guys. But you can see the valley on either side. And way off in the distance, that's Lake James. Ooh. Right about now. So I could use me one of them switchbacks. Well, what goes up must come down. Ooh. So, after getting to the highest peak east of the Mississippi, I then summited a couple more knobs, just hit the pinnacle overlooking Lake James, and then I had forgotten that the trail coming down from the pinnacle is almost 100% straight down. I'm on a little section that's graded right now, switching back for me, and that's a little bit of relief, but it's just been hell on my knees, just banging non-stop, straight down. It's rough, but I'm getting to the gorge that much quicker. Get to Limbo River tonight. I think mileage-wise, it's only like 4 or 5 miles from the pinnacle up to the campsites on Off Mnt above Wolf Pit Road. But the elevation and the hike to do those 5 miles is pretty rough, so I'm not sure if I'll make it all the way up tonight. But I've never hiked it in the dark, so maybe it's time for a night hike of Off Mnt. We'll see when I get to the river. I'm at least going to regroup there and figure things out. I'll either camp there or push on.
I can see the bottom, but it's really, really slippery. It's all rock. Big ass slippery rock.
So I forded the river, and that's it right behind me. You might be able to hear it. It's just right there running. It's not super deep, but it is quite wide. And it's 7:45, so dark is coming soon, but I'm still feeling good. My feet are dry, and I'm going to start this approach trail up to Off Mnt. It's only a couple miles, but it is steep. And I plan on hiking at night, and that's what's up. I've not done it before, so that's what I'm doing. And the top holds the greatest reward, my favorite spot on the MST. So I hope that campsite on Off is open right by the spring. All right, here we go. I will say so far, this little area from Limbo River up to Off, I mean, I'm just in the first half mile, but you can tell it's way greener than it was 12 years ago. I feel like these little pine trees, little teenagers,
Probably just sprouting up when I was here. None of this ground cover was here. It was like bald, black, and barren. Kind of like the other side was today, like the leading up to the pinnacle today. That was so exposed and burnt up, it looked like. So I don't know if they had a more recent fire. But one thing that hasn't changed is the angle here. Oh, it's the whole way like this. So I gotta quit running my yapper and concentrate here. But it's nice to see that the plant life's coming back. Probably not so bad in the daytime, but I'm glad to be getting it done in the evening anyway. That's the target. That's short off. Campsite's up there. Just after 8 o'clock. The lake is on that side. The sun is setting. And we're gonna send it, bro. I'm coming for you. All right, I made it before dark even. Campsites are all up in there. And I'll probably get a better view of it tomorrow morning. But that mountain over there is the one I was on a couple hours ago. That's not an easy hike at all. But I'm glad I did.